folks. I'm Veg. How are you? Welcome to another Vegematic Deluxe show. The show that tells the truth as it sees it, as I see it, as we see it. As a Canadian citizen, I must apologize to our American brothers and sisters for the sad decline of what the quality of things we've been sending you lately. You know, during the 70s and even before that, even in the 60s, we would send you good people. We would send you Neil Young, Joni Mitchell. We would even send you, the occasional sort of Jewish poet from Montreal, like Leonard Cohen. And, if you were depressed, you could listen to that stuff. Personally, it doesn't do it for me, but anyway, I'm digressing. But think of what we have been sending you. The toxic waste that we have sent over the border. And I have no control over this. I'm just one Canadian. We've sent you Celine Dion, and we've sent you Justin Bieber. Sorry about that one especially, man. You don't know how sorry I am. But of all the egregious things and toxic oil sands and everything else that Canada has sent you, there is nothing that grieves me more than the fact that we sent you, speaking of oily, that strange little man, Ted Cruz. You know what?
Machine gun bacon.
You see, the very strange thing that people don't understand about Ted Cruz is that he was the product of a genetic experiment gone horribly wrong. Now, you have all heard of the CIA-sponsored program at the end of World War II named Project Paperclip. Well, in Canada, not many people know this. We had Project Seal Flipper run by the R.C.M.P. and it involved some horrible genetic mutation experiments between large blubber-filled animals and humans, and it's too disgusting for me to go into it. But the secret not many know is that Mr. Cruz was actually one of these strange creatures that were genetically engineered many years ago. And those Nazis, when they get hold of something, they make a mess of everything they touch. But not many people know about the secret CIA-sponsored Project Seal Flipper. Don't Google it. They've hidden it from view. You won't find it on Google. You won't find anything about it in Wikipedia. How do I know? I've been an investigator for many years. And I can tell you stories about the human-fish hybrids that would, just curl your hair. And, those Catholic fish miter things that they wear on their heads? That's a secret part of the locus of control that these people are actually involved in. So, when you see somebody like this, run. Run. Do not let him near a microphone. Do not let him near your washroom. Do not go anywhere near the man. And for God's sakes, don't let him run for office. In 1945, Project Seal Flipper was born. The R.C.M.P. were running secret experiments with two ex-Nazi biologists parked at a little north of Inuvik in a little hut. And, it looked like a little hut, but it was actually underground, and they had a huge CIA-funded thing. It was really horrible. They were, the cruelty that they made these mind-controlled seals and whales endure is something that it's it's really hard for me to talk about because, anyway, don't fucking take Windows 10, okay? Because the fish people will attack you. You think I don't know what I'm talking about? I have researched for years on the fish people. The people who, after World War II, were recruited by the Canadian R.C.M.P. and taken to the North Pole. They really were. So Operation Seal Flipper was run by the CIA, but they left the R.C.M.P. in charge of it. And it was the guys they didn't want from Operation Paperclip, so they said send them up to the Arctic, and they became part of the infamous Seal Flipper boys. So what are you going to do when you're up there at, the days are short, the wind is howling around you? You probably get horny, right? Well, unfortunately for us, these scientists were formerly Nazi biologists, and they decided to create a new race of creatures, and they were a mixture animal walrus human hybrid. And Ron Jeremy actually went on to he was one of the more famous of the people that had the experiments done on them. Where was I? Oh yes, they had programmed these walrus hybrids with DNA from Nazi sympathizers, and the result is something like, that this is why you have Ted Cruz running for your president, America. And how did this happen? Well, it was part of the same experiment. You give Nazis DNA to play with, and God knows what they're going to do with it, But we found out, ever since Ronald Reagan and Nancy, and there were several experiments back when they were born, and it had to do with toxic pond scum, mating with. It's all to do with ritual magic and Aleister Crowley and everything else. It goes deep, man. Let me tell you, it goes deep. So I just need 40 grand, and I'll publish these papers that prove it, and that's it.